In July 2025, Immigration and Customs Enforcement launched a large-scale deportation campaign. They set up roadblocks to detain and deport undocumented migrants. These operations, often described in the media with headlines like "ICE blocks roads," deports entire highway of migrants, drew significant public attention, especially on the X platform. If you're interested in this topic, comment number 1. The campaign is part of President Donald Trump's pledge to carry out the largest deportation operation in history. This article offers a neutral overview based on reliable sources and data, including X posts, to clarify the situation and its impact on migrants, local communities, and Mexico relations. According to reports, in June 2025, ICE intensified roadblock operations on highways near the border, particularly in states like Texas and California. A YouTube video posted on June 12, 2025, by Cash Jordan, a New York resident, described how routine traffic stops were transformed into immigration enforcement actions to detain undocumented migrants. On X, posts like one from Kokesh82 on July 6, 2025, called these efforts deporting an entire highway, highlighting the scale of the campaign. A Washington Post report on July 4, 2025, stated that ICE increased arrests of migrants with no criminal records. Over half of those deported since January 20, 2025, had no prior convictions. By early July, the Trump administration had detained over 273,000 migrants and deported more than 239,000. Mexicans made up the largest group, followed by Venezuelans, whose arrests quadrupled over the past 2 years. Data from the Deportation Data Project, in collaboration with UCLA's Center for Immigration Law and Policy, shows a significant rise in ICE arrests and deportations in 2025. In May 2025, they conducted 190 global deportation flights, up from 125 in April, the highest since September 2021. However, arrests at the Mexico border dropped sharply, with only 4,577 detentions from January 20th to 26, 2025, a 55% decrease from the previous week. In the first 5 months of 2025, arrest of Mexicans at the border fell 86% to 32,776, thanks to enhanced border security, including military deployment and the end of asylum programs. ICE's roadblock operations targeted hotspots for migrants, such as highways in Southern California and Texas. A June 13, 2025 article from American Pride Daily noted that these checkpoints often focused on drivers without licenses but led to the detention of undocumented migrants, regardless of traffic violations. A controversial aspect is the use of military aircraft, like C-17s, for deportations. In January 2025, Mexico refused to allow a military plane carrying migrants to land, causing diplomatic tensions. Still, these flights transported about 80 migrants to Guatemala. They also signed agreements with countries like El Salvador, Honduras, Panama, and Costa Rica to accept deportees, while negotiating with Yemen and Rwanda. Some migrants were briefly detained at the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba, where plans for a 30,000-person detention center are underway. Notably, many migrants deported to Mexico were sent to southern states, far from humanitarian aid hubs like Tijuana or Ciudad Juarez. This made it harder for them to access support and increase their vulnerability to criminal organizations. The Trump administration insists that roadblocks and deportations are necessary to curb illegal immigration and ensure national security. Tricia McLaughlin, Assistant Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, claimed illegal border crossings have reached historic lows. However, critics, including the ACLU and the National Immigration Justice Center, argue these policies are unconstitutional, particularly for detaining and deporting people without fair legal processes. Lawsuits have been filed in 22 states, plus Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, challenging Trump's executive orders such as one ending birthright citizenship. On X, posts reflect a divided public. Some, like Siki Bump's post on July 4, 2025, support ICE's actions, arguing that deporting undocumented migrants protects jobs and national security. Others criticize the roadblocks as unfair, especially when targeting non-criminal migrants. Mexico, led by President Claudia Sheinbaum, launched the Mexico Embraces You program to support deported citizens. Reception centers, like a 2,500-person tent facility in Ciudad Juarez and another in Tijuana, were established. However, only about 1,400 Mexicans have used these centers since Trump took office, with many taking personal items and leaving. Some Mexican officials suggested closing these centers due to low demand, but Sheinbaum's administration keeps them open for potential future deportations. Mexico has raised concerns about using military aircraft and sending migrants to remote areas. Mexico's foreign ministry welcomes its citizens but opposes militarized deportation methods. Analysts, like Leon Krauss from The Washington Post, warn that Mexico struggles to protect deportees from criminal groups in far-off reception areas. X posts, such as those by W. Duzin and C. Keybump on July 4, 2025, spread news of ICE's roadblocks, garnering thousands of views and comments. Some users support the campaign, arguing it's needed to address illegal immigration and related issues, like traffic accidents caused by unlicensed drivers. However, activists and critics on X call the roadblocks unjust, especially since driving isn't a criminal offense. A June 13, 2025, comment on American Pride Daily sparked debate by labeling migrants illegal criminals and calling for mass deportations. The roadblocks and mass deportations have deeply affected migrant communities. Many detained during traffic stops had no criminal involvement, causing fear and instability in immigrant neighborhoods. Sending deportees to remote areas of Mexico, far from support hubs, limits their access to housing, food, and legal aid. Human rights advocates worry that deportations to countries with poor human rights records, like Honduras or Venezuela, put migrants at risk. Mexico faces pressure to receive and reintegrate deportees. While the Mexico Embraces You program offers initial support, many migrants leave reception centers quickly, suggesting a gap between plans and actual needs. Mexico also contends with criminal groups in southern regions where deportees are sent. Refusing military planes shows Mexico's desire to control deportation activities on its soil, but this may strain bilateral relations. Though the campaign has reduced illegal border crossings, ICE faces resource constraints, including limited staff, detention facilities, and aircraft. A new law signed in July 2025 will increase personnel and expand detention capacity to 100,000 beds. But deporting millions remains a massive challenge. Deporting migrants integrated into industries like agriculture and services could disrupt economies, particularly in states like California and Texas. ICE's July 2025 roadblock and deportation campaign is a key part of the Trump administration's effort to control illegal immigration. With over 273,000 arrests and 239,000 deportations, it has reduced illegal crossings. However, targeting non-criminal migrants and sending them to remote areas in Mexico has sparked controversy. X posts highlight public division, with some supporting tough measures and others calling them inhumane. This situation calls for balancing border security with migrant rights and stronger Mexico cooperation. Data and reactions from both sides show this is a complex issue, requiring careful consideration to ensure effective and humane immigration policies. This article has utilized reliable sources and perspectives from social media to provide a comprehensive view. For a deeper understanding, readers can refer to statements from DHS, CBP, or reports from Reuters, The Guardian, and WOLA.
We're headed to but we do have Tulsa police responding to this as well. So I don't see any fire at this time.
It might be in a yellow bucket, or there might be that by themselves.
Investigate, see what's going on. Ladder 221, Sandy, Admiral Place Command.
No, we got to
Making a right turn to come down this way, down the rim pile.
And can you text those to me?
It'll be another mobile.
So he was just working on his car.
Okay.
¿Estas son las llaves?
Right now we're just gonna see if we can help.
Vehicle just in case to get this individual that rolls out. Vehicle just in case to get
Johnny's got the stuff on the other two. So
All right, we can make it a race. You let me get my kid out.
No, we're gonna come to the very next light. And we're gonna make it right. All right.
Can you hit the automatic? It's right here.
If we're encountering a subject, y'all can just kind of drive.
he's gonna fail.
A little friendly competition right here. That's right. My time, just like just locked it back. So we're gonna have to reopen it again.
He might need two pairs. I don't know. See.
See you, brother. Take care.
See you, man.
All right. I got them back here in mine. Did they have ID? All right, and open park. And then when Clark came up to do surveillance.
This way.
Where you live? 21 what?
She flips around.
You're there. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Good ride. Run. No car fire, but we got to help her get her car unlocked. We like doing that stuff. Help her get her car unlocked. We like doing that stuff. It's good for us.
Military background.
tell me, and